Chelsea won, Liverpool nil. I told you we could beat them, didn't I? I told you. And I stand by it as well. The chances of making top 4 now are not anywhere near as small as some people are trying to make them out to be. Chelsea wasn't great to watch today at all, but defensively and tactically we were spot on today, like spot on, and for that, praise also has to go to Antonio Conte. Hello there guys and welcome back to 100% Chelsea for my review of the Chelsea versus Liverpool game, and we won the game 1-0, and I have to say I'm very happy today. All we could do today is win that game. You know, you can only beat what's in front of you. We did beat Liverpool, a team that's in the Champions League final, and we kept our hopes and chances of finishing inside the top 4 alive. Are you as happy as I am that we managed to get the win? Can we get 700 likes on this video? Make sure you drop a like right now, I would massively appreciate that. But now getting into the game and starting it off with the lineup. We did start in a 3-5-2 formation like I expected Conte to do, like I said in the preview. Thibaut Courtois obviously started the goal, and the back three didn't change from the last game. It was Azpilicueta, Gary Cahill and Antonio Rüdiger, and that was really the only surprise for me that Gary Cahill started again over Andreas Christensen, because I thought, like I said in the preview, that just because Christensen is more mobile, I thought he was more suited to playing against the likes of Firmino and Salah and Mane. But Cahill had a decent game, so I can't complain. The two wing-backs were as expected, Victor Moses and Marcos Alonso. Obviously, Alonso returning from his 3-game suspension. Then the three-man midfield often got Kante, Timu Bakayoko and Cesc Fabregas. And then the front two being Eden Hazard and Olivier Giroud. Alvaro Morata didn't even make the bench, which did surprise me quite a bit. But it was revealed then by the Chelsea Twitter account that he missed the game due to injury. What kind of injury that is, I have no idea. I'm sure we'll find out over the next few days. But now getting into the game, and after the first 5 minutes, I was honestly sat there having nightmare flashbacks of the Man City away game. We barely even tried to win the ball back. We just let them have possession, really. And when I say that, I mean we let them have possession. We only had like 10% of the ball in the first 10 minutes, and Firmino already forced Courtois to make a save very early on as well. After the first 10 minutes it did get a bit better though. Liverpool was certainly still on top and definitely looked more dangerous, but it did get a bit better. After that though, we did get into the game a lot more and created a few half chances and almost moments before Liverpool took charge of the game again after around 20 minutes, and Mane forcing 2 decent saves by Courtois with shots from outside the box. But we were still certainly looking better than we did in the first few minutes of the game. And then in the 32nd minute, Olivier Giroud made it 1-0 to Chelsea. A quality crossfield ball by Timu Bakayoko to Victor Moses, who mucked off Robertson completely, cutting in on his left to cross the ball towards the middle. Olivier Giroud did really well to get on the end of that cross, but was also left in quite a bit of space by Van Dijk and Laurenz, and headed the ball into the far corner from the edge of the 6-yard box in true Olivier Giroud style. Not a great performance up until then, but a huge goal for us, and Giroud sure looking more and more like a more than just decent signing for us. After we scored, it was much more of an even game. Liverpool still with more of the ball, but both teams looking to create when they could. But no major chances were created until half time, and the first half ended at 1-0. Not a great performance, like I said, to watch especially, but still a very good result at half time. But getting straight into the second half, and the first chance, or let's say real almost moment of the second half, was also created by Chelsea after Hazard showed great strength to hold off Lovren and Alexander-Arnold before Fabregas played in Moses down the right, who had loads of space and put in a decent cross along the floor, but Alonso just about couldn't get that to tap it in at the far post. The cross by Moses was maybe, a bit too close to the goal, maybe slightly overhit, which made it even more difficult for anyone to get to the end of it, of course. At the start of the second half, we certainly looked a lot better than early in the first period. Wouldn't say we were dominating, but certainly we were well and truly in the game, which we really weren't in the early stages of the first half. And then in the 56th minute, an absolute moment of genius, a moment of brilliance. The real and proper Eden Hazard that we know and love turned up for a minute, as he literally went past every single opponent on the left before firing a shot from a very tight angle, but still forced the keeper to make a top-class reaction save to keep the ball out of the net. The ball then actually flew over the goal without going out of play and dropped just outside the other post really, when Moses took the ball off Robertson, but the Nigerian had his attempt to cross then blocked for a corner. From that corner, actually Antonio Rüdiger scored, but it was ruled offside, which was the correct decision. But that chance before, utterly outstanding by Eden Hazard. Utterly outstanding. Generally, in the second half, we managed to keep Liverpool and all their attacking threat pretty quiet, even though they still had quite a bit more of the ball. We were also looking quite dangerous ourselves at times, with a fair few half chances and almost moments that we just about didn't manage to play out well enough. And then in the 79th minute, Marcos Alonso almost scored the bloody goal of the season. Took a hard hit cross by Victor Moses on the volley, well wide of the far post, while moving backwards as well to make it even more difficult, and only put his volley just a few inches wide of the far post. And what a goal that would have been. I mean, obviously he didn't score, so it's no reason to go crazy about, but honestly, it was incredible. Even though he put it wide, incredible technique there. In the 86th minute, we finally made our first substitution as Willian came on for Eden Hazard before Zappacosta replaced Victor Moses in the 89th minute and Pedro came on for Fabregas in injury time. Liverpool made some very attacking substitutions throughout the second half, changing from the standard 4-3-3 to more attacking 4-2-4 formation, but even with that, we managed to keep them from creating any huge chances with the exception of 2 dangerous headers by Dominic Solanke. But that was then really it for the game, and it was full time at 1-0. And the second half was, a bit more uneventful. Chances were quite rare, but that just shows that, we were in the lead. So that just shows that we just defended really well at the end of the day. And it was a huge win. And I said it leading up to this. If we win, top 4 is on. And we did win, and I stand by it. Top 4 is now on. And all of you that said in the comments of the preview that we stand no chance against them. And even when the lineup got announced, so many people said we'd get destroyed. Well, what you're saying now? What are you saying now? We won, had a lot less off the ball, but more shots and only 1 less on target actually. But I want to quickly analyse the game because I criticised our start of the game with how deep we set and how we barely even tried to win the ball back before we got better throughout the game. But in hindsight, that might very well have been a rather smart move. In the first few minutes is when you're most likely to have a lapse of concentration. And we made sure Liverpool didn't get an early goal. And after that, we still made sure that we were defensively solid, which you have to be against a team like Liverpool that scored 7 goals over 2 legs in the Champions League semi-final nonetheless. But we did start to attack more and we got our goal, and especially once we did go the goal up, being rather defensive, if it works, is everything but the worst thing you can do. And while being solid at the back, keeping Liverpool from creating barely any chances, we still try to create our own chances. Of course, it's more difficult to create and play out chances when you're being rather defensive and don't have that many players forward, but we still tried and were well and truly in the game and, weren't just sitting back constantly and just, let Liverpool put pressure on us for the whole of the second half. That's not what happened. We just defended well, didn't play out our attacks well enough maybe, but we got close to scoring the second a few times in the second half. Overall, I think we all have to praise Antonio Conte today. Liverpool have torn teams apart this season, including Manchester City, the champions. Yes, they had 2 poor results in the league before this, but still, he decided we have to make sure we don't concede and take our chances going forward. And that's exactly what we did, and it won us the game. Yes, of course, you could say that they were maybe tired and stuff. I mentioned that could be a slight advantage that we do have going into this game. And maybe they were tired. They feel that they're strongest team. But, that's kind of the risk you're taking when you get into the Champions League final. I mean, I'm sure they won't complain about being tired today. It's not our fault that they were tired. So we had to, make use of that. And we did because we won the game. And especially the second half, I was very happy with. Yes, it wasn't the greatest to watch, but defensively and tactically, it was spot on. And actually, I have to praise almost every player today. Like I said, defensively, that was very good by everyone. The whole back 3, the wing backs, the midfielders, and especially Antonio Rüdiger, who had Salah in his back pocket for the whole game basically. Moses, who did really well on the right as well. Conte, who was just being Conte, intercepting everything. And even Timu Bakayoko had a good game. And like I keep saying, he's growing more and more in confidence. And also Eden Hazard had a few moments of absolute genius and worked really hard as well. And of course, not to forget the scorer of the winning goal today, Olivier Giroud. Not involved in the game too much and with a few misplaced passes. But if as a striker, you scored a winning goal, I have nothing to criticise. And like I said, in my opinion, top 4 is on. Of course, we still have to win our remaining 2 games, which won't be easy, especially Newcastle away, and also Huddersfield at home won't be easy. And then we still have to hope for Spurs and or Liverpool to drop points, and they might not. And if they don't, we only have ourselves to blame if we don't make top 4. But both of those teams have dropped points in games you really wouldn't expect them to recently. So who's to say they won't do it again? But yeah, that's really from me. Leave me all of your thoughts on the game down in the comment section below. What did you make of that? Looking at it in hindsight. Looking at it in hindsight at the formation, at the tactics. What do you make of that? What do you think Conte did well today? Do you think the team did well today? Who do you think was our best player today? Leave it all down in the comment section below. Leave a like if you did enjoy this video. Like I said, if we could hit 700 likes, that would be incredible. Also, don't forget to check out my social media, which is last50-7 on both Instagram and Twitter. As you can see over here, I would massively appreciate it if you could follow me over there. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to 100% Chelsea if you haven't already. And also click that notification bell button to be informed about every single upload, because otherwise you will only know about half of the videos. And of course, I have to mention it again, if you didn't know yet, 100% Chelsea are nominated for the Football Blogging Awards in the category Best Football Video Content Creator. And if you could vote for us over there, that would be incredible. The link to it is down in the description below on footballbloggingawards.co.uk, and also on Twitter you can vote. And what you have to tweet to vote for us on Twitter is also down in the description below. All you have to do is copy and paste it into Twitter from there, and you can vote for us. We would honestly massively appreciate that. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'm proper buzzing. What a win. Let's get top 4 now. Let's just do it. Up the Chelsea. And I'll see you next time.